This non-corporate Taco Bell near my apartment. That's where you get the good stuff. You get the good stuff at the non-corporate Taco Bell. That's where it's made with love. I'd go there. On UK military bases, some men's urinals have these pillows so you can comfortably rest your face while drunk. Well, that's nice. That's considerate. Again, more places should do that. I like this. That's very nice. In Japan, baggage scales are flat on the ground, so you don't have to lift your heavy suitcases. That's very considerate. I like that. That feels something, this feels like something that should be standard in airports anyway. Why is this only there? I doubt it's only in Japan. That's so considerate. I manage a liquor store and find a 24-hour AA token left on the shelf. Oh, that says a story. What it was, keep coming back one day at a time. That is a whole story. A sign at a local zoo's gator exhibit. People who throw objects in the alligator exhibit will be asked to retrieve them. And look at him. Look at him chilling right in there. He put the sign up. It was at his request. He said, go ahead, jump into the water. Now I know you can't see, but don't worry. I'll be here to guide you. Don't you worry. He's a fiend, a devilish monster of some variety. A bug landed on my husband's back and laid eggs. What a horrifying title. What a yucky thing to read. Oh, is that a stank bug too? Hold on, that looks like a stank bug. I was right. Specifically, the brown marmorated stink bug. Hyper invasive, and their defense is someone named Shimmy Shamington put it like this. Their natural defense of, quote, tasting and smelling like rotting cilantro, which is so effective that not even that guy's chickens will eat them. They infest houses during the winter and are resistant to common pesticides. Ooh, how unfortunately gross. How unfortunately yucky to have seen and read. This Parmesan cheese with a security lock in Italy. They had to do it. It was for the greater good. They had to keep the cheese. Listen, it's in high demand. They had to lock it down. However, in looking for stuff about this, I did find something interesting. It was a Inside Hook article posted in 2017 that Italy has a bank that accepts cheese as loan collateral, which is awesome. So the details is that the month prior in March of 2017, Italian police had broken up a crime ring that had gotten away with 85 grand worth of Parmesan cheese. So the article goes on to say, like, had those dairy farmers known, they could have stored their cheese in a bank. And the Credito Emiliano Bank in Italy, it awards small business loans to farmers in exchange for wheels of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, which is fucking awesome, and of course they do. The cheese is stored in climate-controlled warehouses because, you know, if this is collateral for farmers, they have to have it climate-controlled. But then a cheese producer named Giuseppe told Bloomberg News that the mechanisms are lifeblood. Quote, it's a great way to finance our expenses at convenient rates. And the bank doesn't risk much because they can always sell the cheese. The fact that this is working out for both parties is incredible. It's impeccable. And the only other thing I read that I thought was interesting was that in 2008, Italy spent $65 million to bail out the Parmesan cheese industry. They don't play about their Parmesan. Big cheese makes a lot of cheddar when it comes to Parmesan. The unpopular flavors at the bottom of a 1,000 Chupa Chup barrel at my work. Well, you're gonna have to educate me on what Chupa Chup is. Oh, they're lollipops. Okay, well, what flavors were unpopular here? Well, my question is, why are they unpopular? I'd try them. Blue normally tastes good. Purple normally means grape. Yellow is some kind of citrusy flavor, if I had to guess. Maybe it's butterscotch. You don't like butterscotch? You don't with butterscotch? The light blue would tell me maybe a blue raspberry of some kind. What flavors are these? Sorry, I've never heard of Chupa Chup, so I got the flavors listed. It looks like these flavors are choco vanilla, cola, and lemonade. These are all fine flavors. What do you mean? What do you mean these are unpopular? I'd try these. Choco vanilla, cola, I would combine. Listen, maybe this is the fat in me talking, but catch me looking like Patrick in the Hooky episode of SpongeBob with both the cola and lemonade ones in my mouth at the same time. Pull on does this look dangerous? Catch me pulling one of those, bro. I swear I swear to God. Cola's unpopular? That's what I'm saying. Cola should be a fine flavor. I think it's a fine, good, well-to-do flavor. The 15th floor button in my building says call on it. Well, are you gonna call it? I mean, I just might. By the way, that doesn't look like it's the 5th. I could see it that should be the 15th floor, but it looks like that button's over on the other side. But press it, why not? Where is it gonna lead to? You know? There's 2 call buttons on here. They just replace, they have 2. Sorry, I'm realizing this now. They have 2 call buttons. One by the phone to call, and another at floor 15. Who's at floor 15? It beats me. That's one of the, this is such a good opportunity for the number 15, one of those bits, but I don't know what would be there. Maybe a spooky ghost of some kind waiting for you to reach floor 15 to suffer the consequences of your ignorance of some sort. Looks like the engineer was 14 floors up and didn't want to go back to their van to get a replacement button. Number 15, the lazy engineer. The engineer was already 14 floors into the air, but realized they were missing the 15 button. Too lazy and not paid enough to care, the engineer placed a call button where the 15 should be. Now that's freaking scary. And I don't want to hear any lip. That is how he talks. The offices at my job have been empty since March of 2020. They never cleaned them out, so all the calendars are still March of 2020 calendars. Well, and that they are. What was going on the 31st for this guy? Doctor's appointment 3 p.m. Damn, what were these people up to? Doctor's appointment 6:45. Damn, a 15-day checkup? And then another doctor's appointment on the 30th? What was wrong with this guy? He had another doctor's appointment on the 9th as well in March. What was this guy going in for? For sick disease? What the fuck? Hopefully they're better now. Damn. This being in 2020, by the way, I'm now realizing how horrifying all these close in proximity doctor's appointments are, considering the time this calendar is in. This guy probably had the Ronies. Saw world's tallest filing cabinet last month. Oh. Yeah, this is how Santa stores all of the documentation on who's good and bad for Christmas. You want to know how he accesses files? That's what the elves are for. They stand, one on top of another, and then Santa climbs up them like stairs. You hear, ooh, ow, ow, as he climbs. That's mean. Santa's a very mean and cruel person. Funnily enough, it's not actually the world's tallest filing cabinet. It's just named the world's tallest filing cabinet. Well, then what is the world's tallest filing cabinet? Do we know? Do we have a record? So I was curious and Googled world's tallest filing cabinet for sale, but that brought me to another tall filing cabinet that was 7 stories tall, made using Han filing cabinets, and it contained a sports car that was donated, shredded, steamrolled, photographed, bagged, labeled, numbered, and filed by weight. I don't know what I was gonna get. I thought I was gonna get some information here on the world's tallest filing cabinet for sale, but I'm still left with no answers. My son caught 2 fish on 1 hook. Damn. Oh, they were sharing. That's nice. Look at that. The big one and the little one. I think the little one's a baby, actually. So it looks like the big fish was almost certainly going to eat that tiny fish, which is, imagine... Imagine that you see like a burger, right? And you go to get that burger and then all of a sudden you're being hoisted into the sky by a giant line. What do? I know what I'd do. I start screaming, pissing, and shitting to make myself undesirable to consume. That's the strategy. If fish, if the fish did that, I think we'd let him go. Don't know why I'm blaming the fish here for being caught. don't know why I'm blaming the fish for simply falling for the old hook trick. The oldest trick in the fish book. Lemons float, but limes don't. That's not real. Really? Well, why might that be, actually? Are these freshly cut? Are these freshly cut lemons and limes? Hold on. I need to figure out why lemons would float but limes wouldn't. Is it like a density thing? That would be my first thought, but I never assumed that the flesh of a lemon would be lighter than that of a lime. All right, so after Googling for 5 minutes, it turns out I'm searching for a deeper explanation when there is not one. Limes are just a little bit denser than lemons. So that's a fascinating discovery. I'm in the pursuit of knowledge. I found a mirror with stupid labeled on the top. I'm actually disappointed. I was hoping there'd be fun information, but there's not. Fuel station actually failed weights and measures. Oh, what? Wait. Rejected product. The petroleum dispensed from this pump does not meet the quality requirements of Minnesota statutes Chapter 239. Huh? Wait, I've never seen this before. What is this about? Weights and measures. Wait, hold on. I'm Googling this as we speak. So it seems like someone may have crossed the tank because the premium and the diesel have the sticker. So what does that mean? Maybe I'm being silly, but I think maybe that what it exactly means is that the legitimately crossed the fuel and that's what happened. And like, that's why it's only on those two things. Because the sticker is not on the unleaded or the premium. It's just on the, or the premium plus rather. It's just on the diesel and the premium. So it seems like a fuel crossing thing. And it seems like a cross drop happened to another guy, and these things you get fired for doing this. This is like a big no-no. It's a big no-no. This gas station has a pump to fill your windshield washer fluid. Well, that's nice and considerate. But you have to pay for it too. God damn it. Everything costs money. It's still considerate. I don't think I ever see this anywhere. What is it? This is a gas plus? What the hell is a gas plus? How did you brand your thing off of being called gas plus? Sorry, I'm looking for it. I've never seen this anywhere. Found it. Oh, it's Canadian. That's why I've never seen it. That makes sense. That's a little Canadian leaf down there. I couldn't tell. It was too tiny. All right. Well, now I understand. Former bar employee used fake IDs and forgotten cards to make a mosaic. Well, that's beautiful. And it's American. Oh, look at that. Let's see. Did you? Oh, you know what? That's awfully nice of them cutting the cards like that too. I like that. Look at all these fake IDs. Look at all these people who wanted really badly to get alcohol, but could not. There they all are. Our stars and stripes. My jelly bean says start on it. The start of what, you might be wondering? Oh, and it's the licorice jelly bean, the least satisfying one. So you start there. You start with yucky, so that way every other jelly bean you have is it's an enjoyable experience after that. That's the point. That's the whole goal. I like that actually. That makes sense. Yeah, that's the starter jelly bean. You plant it so you can get the jelly bean crop going. Don't you know they're organic? That's how we get them. They're straight farm to package. Looked out my window of my flight to MIA and saw this odd community. Oh, this is in Florida. This is, oh God, what is this place? This is Rotonda West. It is an unincorporated, deed-restricted planned community situated in Charlotte County. That's in Florida. The 2020 Census Bureau, I don't know why that word took me 3 tries, lists it as the Rotonda Census Designated Place, with a population of 10,114, up from 8,795 at the 2010 census. So on the Wikipedia page for Rotonda, by the way, baseball player star Reggie Jackson of Kansas City, Baltimore Orioles, Yankees, and California Angels fame, Hall of Famer 1993, said this about Rotonda. He appeared on a sports competition called Superstars in 1977, which Superstars, by the way, in I think it was 1973, the developer of Rotonda, Kavanaugh Communities Corporation, would promote available sites for sale on Superstars. So that is why this is relevant here. But Reggie Jackson, he appeared on Superstars in 1977. This was a 1977 episode. And when he excused himself from an interview to go to the bathroom, he didn't say, "I must go to the bathroom, excuse me." He said, "I gotta take a Rotonda." Lets you know exactly what he thinks about it. Very smooth, very simple. The width difference between Charmin toilet paper, top is from a 12-pack, bottom is from a 32-pack. Oh, I mean, well, one's wider but thinner. You've clearly been working away at that one for a while. I could see the tear marks. You've been wiping. This isn't a fair comparison in my opinion. Like, that one's a little wider, but is it as thick? Is it as thick as the other one? That's what I'm wondering. Or is big toilet paper ripping you off? I ordered a Pokemon playmat and got a load of pills somehow. It's the same thing. You still got the playmat though. Look at that. What'd they give you? They gave you all sorts of one. They said you're gonna need this one. What the hell? I had to look up what the pills are. This seems to be like someone who's in their golden years, like a self-care package. The hawthorn berry, garlic, and L-lysine are for heart failure. It reduces blood pressure, cholesterol, and creates collagen to strengthen the heart. The water route is because heart failure causes water retention. So that's what all of that was for. This is some old timers care package. I hope they got their stuff. My curtains created a pinhole camera projection of the street below on my ceiling. That's pretty dope. How the hell did that happen? How did the curtains do this actually? That's fast is it from the reflection? So this is an effect called camera obscura. And what is happening is that the rays of light from outside are passing through a very small hole into a dark space. So you notice how it's so fucking dark because they don't use a light inside the room, even though it's the daytime. I don't know why I'm giving them so much shade. They have plenty inside that room. Sorry. And anyway, so the light passing through the small hole the curtains are making, it forms an image where it strikes the ceiling. So they're getting that upside down reversed projection of whatever's going on outside. And camera obscura was used to study things like eclipses without, looking directly into the sun and damaging your eyeballs, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty fascinating. That's how we got pinhole imagery. It's stuff like this. Pizza Hut left their call guide on the counter. Let me see. Greeting. Thank you for calling Pizza Hut. This is your name. Would you like to hear about our specials today? And then if they go, no, then you just give them their order. But if they do say yes, you get to be like, well, we have a Cheesy Bites Pizza and Ranch Lovers Flight. It's a large create your own one topping pizza with a dip flight of 3 new ranch sauces. It's our ultimate ranch, chipotle ranch, and pepperoni ranch. Dude, I'd be so good at this. Let me screen your calls, Pizza Hut. Then it's the suggestive sell. Would you like to add a ranch dipping flight with 3 ranch flavors for just $1.99 or an ice cold 2-liter to your order today? And would you like to support the Children's Home Society it's Florida. Of course it's Florida. Then repeat the order and the wait time and then close that sale. And also, maybe sell the loyalty card if they have loyalty rewards, or maybe you could sell them on a large 2-topping pizza and breadsticks. Who knows? I mean, there's plenty of things you could do. It's the Hut, baby. No one out pizzas the Hut. These photographs in a local pub go around the corners. That's nice. I'm sure anyone who's drunk is spending a long time looking at these. I know I would be, and I'm sober. All the wedding rings dinging up a theater door. Look at it. Look at how messed up it is. It's taken quite a few beatings, but that's history. That shows how popular that theater is, how many people have gone through those doors. As a jeweler who hears from clients that they can't figure out how their ring got damaged, I'm just gonna show them this post. Show them and then stare at them until they realize that this just might be how it got damaged. An old scar on my arm doesn't get dirty at work. That's weird. Wait, why does that happen actually? Hold on, why doesn't your arm get dirty, pal? Damaged sweat glands keep it dry and thus non-sticky. Edit, damage is the wrong word. There are no sweat glands on scar tissue. Okay, I see. So because you got a scar there, the sweat glands have eroded away because there's now just scar tissue where there once was healthy, normal tissue. So while the rest of your arm is getting dirty, just scar up the rest of that's a horrible piece. Don't do that. Do not do that. But if you wanted to have a clean arm, I have a potential solution. That's horrible. That might be the worst joke I've made. Do not do that. There are showers. Take one of those. It'll serve you much better. My Airbnb host taped the hand soap shut and super glued the tape leader for security. You are not getting your hands inside this hand soap, pal. If it is tamper proof. All right, sealed for our safety. What was going on with that hand soap for them to make such a drastic measure? All right, well, I found the thread and I've not looked into it too deeply yet, but the first 2 posts I did read, I wanted to record my live reaction because people are saying, I genuinely thought it was because people be out here stealing soap, but because of this post, I've lost a piece of myself that I'll never get back. So how do I say this? Okay, I'm gonna be gentle when I say this. They be coming in the soap. They being freaks and delinquents be coming in the soap. So that's fucking horrible. I hate that. So this wasn't to prevent soap theft. It was to prevent freaks from dropping hot ones into their soap. This Chicago stop sign asks drivers to stop for real. Stop for real. They're defacing the for real part. They said, don't belittle me. What the? Listen, if your stop signs are starting to discipline and reprimand you, then come on. What are you talking about? I think you need the stop sign to tell you to stop for real. My watermelon is shaped like a tongue. And okay. I thought it was gonna be playful, silly, it's kind of like a tongue. No, that's a tongue. That's a straight tongue, and I'm not a fan of that one bit. I'm not a fan of it licking me like it's like a Freddy Krueger gag. I'm all right. I could do without the freaky fruit. You know what I mean? I don't need that in my life, actually.